What's up, y'all? Josh here today, aka the world's greatest dad, and what you're looking at here is the Philips Wi-Fi Smart Lock with fingerprint access. And today we're going to unbox this bad boy, take a detailed close look at it, show you how to install it, give it a full review, and see if it might be something you need to pick up as well. So with that being said, let's get it. So let's go ahead and start from the beginning. When you pick this up, it's going to show up in a box just like this. Let's get her opened up, check it out. And here's everything that was included in the box, including the exterior of our door handle and lock, the interior of our door handle lock, some keys, screws, and all the other hardware we need to install, a little Allen tool, a template in case you need to drill a hole in your door, a quick start guide in several languages, and our instruction manual. Now, I spent a few minutes going through the instruction manual. I do like how it's laid out step by step, showing you how to install, how to set up, and how to use, as well as our warranty. You'll see the install directions show you exactly all the parts that come with this. And then they've got pictures as well as writing, show you exactly how to install this quickly. Now next we have our setup instructions. You'll see they do provide a QR code. This is available on both the App Store and Google Play. This can be used with your iPhone as well as your Android. Again, very detailed, showing you step by step exactly how to use all the different modes and features. And finally, I'll point out that this also comes with a 2-year warranty. Now, before we get started with our install, I want to point out that Philips does offer a couple different versions of this lock. They've got our setup here with the lock and the handle all in one. They've got one that is just the lock with the fingerprint access, and they also have one with the lock on top and an additional free floating handle. Now, for our unique situation, we've got ourselves a little short-term rental right here, and as you can see on this door, it only is drilled for one hole. Now, of course, we could always go drill an additional hole and do all that work, but as far as being plug and play, this is going to be pretty quick because we can simply take this old door handle out, install this quickly, and we're going to be up and running. So let's go ahead and get started and take this old doorknob off first. Now, once again, our door is already pre-drilled, but if you did have a brand new door that you needed to set the actual hole in, they do throw in this nice little guide, and as you can see, this just lines up right with the edge of the door, and then it'll show you exactly where you need to drill your actual hole. Now, if you're installing this on an existing door and just taking the old one out like we are, then really all you're going to need is a Phillips screwdriver. Obviously, if you're starting on a brand new door, you might need an actual drill, maybe a few drill bits, possibly a chisel to chisel things out. But as is, this should go pretty quick. Now we're going to go ahead and install our latch, and to do that, we're going to use these two smaller screws that they give us. Now, go ahead and test this out. Put it in where the kind of slope side is going to go into this part right there, and then we'll just secure this with our screwdriver. Now we're going to go ahead and install our strike plate. I do want to point out that these are fairly heavy duty screws. I like the fact that they're longer and thicker, just giving you a little extra protection. Again, this was already pre-done, so fairly straightforward, no chiseling needed. And I'll go ahead and use my drill to get these put in. Now we're going to go ahead and install the exterior of our door lock and handle, and the first thing we have to establish is how we want this lever to open. Now obviously this way on this door isn't going to work, so we're just going to float this over to this side. Now at that point, you'll see there's a little Allen screw in there, and that's why they provide you with this tool. So once we get it set the direction that we want, we're going to go ahead and tighten that up by just turning it clockwise and get it nice and snug. And now you'll notice that the door handle is locked into place. Now we're going to go ahead and slide this through with this piece going through the middle, and then our wire is going to go underneath. Here's the view from the interior. So now we're going to go ahead and grab the interior part of our lock, and on the back of that you're going to have this plate, and that actually just comes right off. I do like this. It does show you top, and then it also says this side against the door. So we know that that's going to go on that way. Now to secure this, they give us these two screws right here, and those are going to line up with the exterior holes. So again, this side against the door, our little wire piece runs through that hole there. And then we've got to line up these screws. Now before you get this rear plate too tight, I do recommend that you take a good look at the front of this and make sure you get this lined up so it's nice and level. Once it's level, then you can go ahead and finish tightening those screws. Now let's go ahead and get the mechanics of the front and the back of the lock connected. You'll see on our interior plate, we've got the female end, then we've got the male end there. So we'll just go ahead and slide this in, and it clicks into place. Now to get this connected to our plate, you'll see that there are 3 screw holes there. And when we set this in, there's small little screws already in there, so you'll need a skinnier little Phillips here. And you should be able to just line those up. Now you remember at the beginning our interior handle wasn't pre-installed, and it came with this extra little Allen screw here. So basically this could be installed this way, which wouldn't work for us, or it could be installed this way. Now on each side here, you're going to see that there is a little hole for this screw to go through this and connect to our lock. Now to get this thing powered up, we're going to need 8 AA batteries. They don't provide the batteries, so you're going to have those yourself. Now with these batteries, we should get about 10 months of use before we have to replace them. And now we'll just go ahead and slide this cover on, snap it into place. And after our install is completed, there is how our lock looks from the outside and how it looks on the inside. So now that we've installed our device, it's time to go ahead and get the smart app downloaded to our phone. Now the phone we have today is a Samsung Galaxy, so I went to the Google Play Store, and this app right here is going to be called the Philips Home Access app. Now after we went ahead and set up our Philips Home Access account, we're going to go ahead and get this linked. Now we removed the back cover off of the battery panel, and it's got this little QR code inside there. So we'll go ahead and click on our app, and we're going to add a device. Now when we click that, it's going to want us to scan, and you'll see it's found our device. And now we'll just go through all the setup steps to get this thing paired. Now once we're inside the app, a couple things I want to point out. Number one, down here at the bottom, we've got activities, which will show us a log of everything that's gone on, when it's locked, when it's unlocked. We've got our PIN code set up, our fingerprint set up, and then up here we have our settings. Let's go ahead and click that. Now in our settings, we can go ahead and get the device connected to our Wi-Fi network. We can change the name of it. We've got sound settings, time settings, changing your master code, privacy modes, different locking, and some support information as well. I'll show you how to add a PIN code. We'll go ahead and click that at the bottom. Click Add PIN Code. Now we have several different options, a permanent one for family members, a reoccurring for short-term tenants, housekeeping workers, stuff like that. Duration, this is great for like Airbnbs, so you can set the start and end time, or a one-time for like a contractor working on your place. Let's go ahead and set a permanent one here, and we'll just do a little test one. It has to be between 4 and 10 digits. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and create. Now we can go ahead and name this. We'll call it test, and complete. And now you'll see we have our test, and that's a permanent PIN code. We can go ahead and click on it, and we can see the name. We can actually take a look at the PIN code itself. We can also change this from a permanent to a reoccurring or a duration as well. Now let's go ahead and show you how to add a fingerprint. We'll go ahead and click that. Add fingerprint. It's going to give you directions. We're actually going to go put our finger on the doorknob itself. Click next. And we're going to touch the sensor 8 different times. So I'll use my thumb here, and each time I touch, you'll see the fingerprint makes out a little bit better. And after 8, that's complete. Now we could go ahead and name this as well. We'll just leave it as fingerprint 00. Hit complete. And now our fingerprint is added. So we've set up our app, we've programmed a fingerprint code, we've programmed a door code. Let's go ahead and test this thing out. First off, you'll see our door is locked right now. We'll go ahead and unlock it using the app first. And to do that, you'll see it shows locked. We're just going to click that. And now it's remotely unlocked it, and we can open the door. Now the second way we'll go ahead and unlock this now is using our fingerprint. I've programmed in my thumb. You'll see a little green check mark, and we're able to open the door. Now the third way we can go ahead and undo this is with our PIN code that we programmed in. We can hit anywhere on that. It'll open up our display keypad. Let's put in our little dummy code, 1234. Hit that green, and we can get in with our door code. Now the fourth way we're going to be able to get in is with our keys. And to access the keyhole, you actually pop this little fingerprint area out, and you can slide your key in and turn it that way. And the fifth way that we could get access here is using Alexa or Google Assistant. Now we don't have any of these at this little rental, so we'll stick to the other 4. Now if you don't want to use the app, you can also program the lock manually just using the front keypad, and it gives you exact instructions on how to program all the different options there. I also want to point out this little button on the interior of the lock, and if you hold this down for 3 seconds, you can fluctuate between passage mode and auto lock mode. So right now the unit's in auto lock. As you can see, it doesn't open the door when we do that. Go ahead and hold this down for 3 seconds, you'll hear it. It says passage mode, and now our door will open from the exterior. Now if we want to go back to auto lock mode, we'll hold that down for 3 seconds again. And we're back in the auto lock mode. And if at any time you want to wipe this and take it back to the factory settings, you'll see if you take this off here, there's this little reset button right there. So there you go, kids. That's pretty much everything you need to know about the Philips Wi-Fi Smart Lock with fingerprint access. So to close this video out, here's my 3 takeaways. Number 1, I like the fact that the instruction book with this was very thorough, easy to understand, and it was a simple install. I also like that they have multiple different options in these smart locks, so you can get the exact one that fits your door and space. And number 2 is going to be the fact that the app is both easy to use and simple to learn. Now, no matter how tech savvy you are, I like the fact that at the bottom you basically have 3 different things to program and a settings right at the top, and it tells you right on there whether you're locked or unlocked, and you can always just click that and manually unlock or lock yourself. And number 3 is going to be the fact that this is a great locking system if you have Airbnbs or short-term rentals. I love the fact that you can set a variety of different codes, fingerprint access, temporary codes, full-time codes. It just gives you a lot of different options. And on top of all that, Philips is going to give you a 2-year warranty and USA-based customer service. So it's for those reasons and more, I'm going to go ahead and give this bad boy a world's greatest dad thumbs up, and I say, go out and get you one.